Hey guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wilds. I'm not really in the wilds per se today, but I'm not exactly in civilization either. As some of you know, I bought myself a camper trailer. And in a previous video, I asked if anybody would be interested in seeing a video about restoring an old camper. I didn't really get a lot of input on that. It didn't seem to be a lot of interest, and it's a good thing too, because as I started to try to rebuild it, I discovered that it's a little beyond my skills in carpentry at this point. But, you know, I kind of patched it up and made do. For the most part, I still have some things to do, but it's, for the most part, usable. So I figured, why not simulate a kind of a bug-out scenario where something has gone wrong, maybe it's a personal thing, and you are basically living in a camper trailer or some sort of a similar situation. Now, full disclosure, I do have electricity in the camper. The property that I'm on, although it is somewhat in the bush, it's also right alongside a major highway. But it is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But we do have power, but we don't have plumbing. So now I'm trying not to use power all that much, but I still need the power to edit the videos, to keep my camera batteries charged. And although I could technically keep batteries charged with solar power, because I do have my solar panels, I can't really edit the videos via solar power. My laptop's just too much of a pig on power, basically. So it's really convenient to be able to do that here, but then I have to drive into town to my house in Gravenhurst, and I have to use the internet there to upload videos. And it actually takes a long time to upload a video in Gravenhurst. In London, my townhouse in London uploads video pretty quick. In Gravenhurst, it takes like a couple hours. So that's part of the reason why the videos haven't really been coming the way they're supposed to. Also, I've been kind of busy sort of doing this. And we just had our civic holiday weekend, so I was hanging out with friends and having a good time, and that was pretty much a week, actually. It was more than just the weekend. We had a blast for pretty much a full week. So I'm going to try to at least do one video a week on whatever in the trailer life, or, you know, kind of whatever. We'll see how it works out. It's actually starting to get a little cold at night, so I have a nice wool blanket and my military poncho liner. Poncho liner's okay. Wool blanket, super nice, super warm. Just a little itchy on the skin, so the poncho liner is actually just to keep the wool off of my skin so I'm not itching all night. Because if anybody's used a wool blanket before, you know it can be a little irritating on the skin. Other than that, you know what, let's give you a grand tour, and so I don't know, just show you with what I'm working with here. We'll start outside, and just remember, I am on the side of the major highway of this area, so it might be a little loud when we're outside.
Alright, so outside of the trailer, I know you can't really see it, but I have the canopy unraveled, unrolled, whatever, because it's been a little bit rainy, and it's been pretty windy as well. So even when it's not raining, but it's rained a little bit, all the trees and whatnot, the wind the wind blows a lot of the rain off of the trees as well, so even when it's not raining, sometimes you're still getting wet. So I got the canopy deployed, I got my chair, my little table, another chair, and my cooler, which it's a few drinks, bottle of soda, just, you know, something to reach into when you're sitting around hanging out with a friend. So, yeah, I hope you guys can hear everything okay with that highway, because it is middle of the day, it's pretty loud, but it quiets down. It's not so bad in the evening, it's not very busy. So you do get some peace and quiet in the evening and overnight. As you could tell, I've got a tent set up here. A good friend of mine came and spent part of the week and part of the weekend here with me. And her son wanted to have a little camp-out experience. So I set a tent up. And when my buddy who owns this property showed up, his kids wanted to camp out in the tent as well. So the kids had, you know, a real nice little camp out, sort of set a little ways back, so they kind of had that camping experience in the bush. And then, you know, when they were done and everybody went home, I just dragged it over here and sort of left it there for now. I'll put it away eventually. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of a nice little backdrop. But out in front of my trailer, I've got, you know, my chair. I got another chair just sort of here. I'm using like a spool kind of thing as a table, and my cooler that you can't see. Nice little setup. You know, my friends, they set their chairs up as well. You know, if it's raining, we hang out under the canopy, and it's all good. Okay, so the trailer, if it means anything to anybody, the trailer is a 1992 or 93 Golden Falcon, 23 foot. So, for just me, it's perfect. For me and a couple of my kids, it's great. For more than 4 people, I guess it starts to get pretty cramped. But, I mean, it's pretty good. I actually kind of like it. But let's go inside and have a look at what I'm dealing with in here. So the front half of the trailer, I have a futon. It folds out. I have my tape deck. There it is. I don't have any tapes, but I mean, who has tapes these days? I could maybe find some, but I'll get to that in a minute. So I've got a little shelf here. I've got some little cupboards here, storage, kind of whatever. This folds down. I've got a little shelf back here, and that's where I'm keeping my pellet rifle for the time being, as well as my backpack with all my electronics kind of stuff, because my main power area is right here. A little bit of coffee here. Oh, so this is kind of, I guess, what you would call like sort of my main living area. This is my living room. And believe it or not, it's actually pretty comfortable. It's not bad at all. Kitchen. Man, you know, it seems kind of roomy until you try to get some video footage. Okay, so my kitchen area is it's gonna be a little hard to actually get totally in, but I've got a double sink. Oh, I should have washed that. I got a double sink here, and I think every trailer probably has one of these boards that just gives you a little extra counter space, even if you don't have a double sink. Unfortunately, like I say, there's really no plumbing. I don't have water at all. So I have, can you see that? Yes.
I have a big water container, big water bag, and that gives me all of my washing water. We do have a well here, and that's where I get this water, is the well. But he hasn't had it tested. I don't even know when the last time it was tested, so we don't drink that water. We bring in our own drinking water. Let's see, I've got a couple of drawers down here that you can't see, as well as another cupboard. And up here, let me just adjust the camera up a little bit. This is my dishes area and my food area. And as you can see, I don't have a whole lot right now. Like I said, I've been here for a week. This was full. But I've been here a week already. And mostly, yeah, I got some soup and some noodles and then some munchies and stuff. I bought melamine, bowls, cups, and plates. Reason being, I think glass is a rather crummy product to put into a camper trailer, a camping situation, camp packs, anything like that. You don't want anything glass. Melamine, I could cook in this if I had to. I could boil water. It's just, it's so much better in glass. It really is. The cups that I got are quite large. And I've got pretty big hands, actually. So the cups are pretty big. Reason being, one, I do drink a lot of coffee. So a big cup of coffee is nothing for me. And I could use this as a soup bowl as well. So these things actually hold more than the bowls do. So I like them. Right up above me here is a vent that I can open and close, obviously, as well. It's also an escape hatch. If you're in the trailer and it flips over and you can't get out the door, you can get out the vent above. It's really handy, just for keeping the air flowing in the trailer as well, especially when I'm cooking, because I find that it kind of starts to steam up if I've got all the windows closed and all the vents closed and I'm cooking something. Everything kind of starts to steam up. And you don't want excess moisture in your camper trailer. Especially this one, because it's actually in not very good shape because of all the moisture rot that it has endured. Up here is my fan slash air conditioner, kind of whatever. I don't actually use this. I've got the vents all closed off or whatever. I haven't actually had a need to use this. It would be nice if that was a heater, though, because it did get a little cold in here the last couple of nights, and that would have been handy to have a little heater up here. I don't have gas hooked up yet, so I don't have heat. Reason being, I'll show you in a minute, but I have no gas hooked up in the trailer at all. There's no gas, there's no water, none of that. Literally, I have an extension cord to give me some power. That's it. Okay, continuing on with the kitchen aspect. Now, I have a 4-burner stove. It's got an oven, but as I said, no gas hooked up. So I'm using right now it's not a Coleman, it's a Grill Mate 1-burner gas stove that uses butane canisters. This thing actually is really, really good. I really like having this here. The gas stove would be a lot better, obviously, but This little thing, it heats up water in no time flat. It's really, really awesome. I really like it. I'm also cooking over campfire as well. I have my camp pack here with my cook kit. In addition, I also have my Dutch oven, my cast iron Dutch oven, which some of you may have seen who watched my 7-day survival challenge video. I bought this specifically for that challenge, and I really, really liked having it. It's really heavy. I wouldn't recommend hiking, but when you're boating in or, you know, kind of whatever, it's really great to have. I like it. But until then, until I get the gas hooked up, I'm using this, and like I say, it does just fine. Go up above, and my coffee maker. Now, yeah, I know I'm not really roughing it, but okay, here, see, this is no-name coffee. All right, so I'm still kind of roughing it. I'm glamping, but I'm still kind of roughing it because it's not very good coffee. It's no-name coffee, but I did get a coffee. Well, my buddy actually, who owns this property, my buddy Chris gave me this coffee maker, and it's just super, super nice to have. And then, you know, a big roll of paper towel, because you got to keep your camper trailer clean. There's mice and squirrels, and there's bears, and, you know, all kinds of, like, you don't want animals getting attracted to the smell of food and, you know, kind of whatever. So you got to keep your trailer clean, especially when you're in a forested type area like what I am. Like, even though I am on the side of a highway, I'm in between like two towns, and it's mostly forest, and it's up in Muskoka, and there's a lot of wildlife that you have to be concerned about. So you got to keep, you know, your area nice and clean, and don't have the smells of food too prevalent. Especially, you know, if bears start to, what's the word? If they start to associate your area with food, you're going to have a lot of problems with them. And I mean, I have a pellet gun here. I you know, that ain't going to do nothing to a bear. Across from my kitchen area is my dining room area. It would be nice if it was just a little bit bigger. 2 adults and 2 kids would be fine. Anything more than that, not really. 3 adults and a kid would be a little bit cramped. 4 adults eating around this table would just be really difficult. Also, it folds down into a bed, and I'm 6 feet tall. This is just a little short to sleep on. I can't stretch out all the way. And I did have to sleep here for a little while until I patched up the front of the trailer. But, I mean, you know, for just me, or me and one other adult, it's actually really good. Nice big window here, lets in a fair bit of light. It would be brighter, except for I'm under a lot of trees, and I got the canopy deployed, so it's actually pretty shaded here, which is kind of nice, to be honest. But yeah, there's underneath the seats are drawers for storage and whatnot. They really make the most out of what available space they have in here. And when I say that, you know, this isn't quite long enough for a 6-foot-tall person to sleep, there's literally no possible way to make this any longer. Whoever designed the trailer, you know, I mean, they did everything that they could to utilize the amount of space. So that's not a shot at, you know, this particular model of trailer or whatever. Beside me, down to the ground, I've got it's sort of the heart of the electronics. I guess you could say it's my breaker panel. It's kind of whatever. And there's vents for the heat. The heat runs on gas, and the blower runs on electric. So until I can get gas hooked up in here, that's not an issue, non-functional. Up above me here is, I assume, a place where you would probably put like a small TV or something like that, because there's a plug up there as well. I've got a battery pack so that I can. There's a cigarette lighter. Can you guys even see what I'm? No, you cannot. All right, let's move that up a bit. Okay. There's a cigarette lighter insert on my battery pack. In that, I have an RF frequency transmitter where I plug this in, and it powers the unit, which connects to my cell phone and the radio in the trailer here, and I can play music from my phone over the radio in here, over the speakers and whatnot. So it's actually pretty handy, and when I need to charge it, I can just plug it in and charge the battery pack. So pretty handy there. And listening to the radio is okay, but all the commercials, sometimes you just want to listen to some of your own tunes. So it's actually pretty cool to have that. Moving on towards the back of the trailer, this hole here is where the fridge is supposed to be. Over here is the dining area, and here is a closet where, keep your clothes or whatever. There's a shelf up top, there's a clothes hanger rack, and then a large area, kind of utilitarian. Pretty good size for the size of the trailer. It's actually a lot of storage space there. Over here are bunkies. I use it mostly as storage, but when my two youngest kids were here visiting with me, just sort of hanging out and checking out, Dad's new trailer, this is where they slept, and they had a blast. They absolutely loved it. They crawl inside. There's these curtains that close. I'd love to give you guys an actual shot, but I just cannot get a decent angle where it's far enough back to be able to see it. But trust me, it's the kids absolutely had a blast. I keep like my drinking water and whatnot in here, some of my camp pack and whatnot, because I don't have a lot of stuff in the trailer yet. I haven't had it long enough to have it like stocked up, like pots and pans and this and that, whatever. So sometimes I have to rely on my camp pack. So I keep that in here, my drinking water that isn't in the cooler, so whenever I take water out, I just put it in the cooler to cool it off. I've got, that's some extra blankets. Below is another, it's not a drawer, it's more of a panel that you can open up, and there's storage underneath the lower bed as well. And then the very back is the bathroom. The bathroom floor is pretty well rotted out. So this is the next thing that I have to fix. Pretty much everything in here works, but if you walk in here, you will fall through the floor. There is a bathtub, there is a shower, although the shower doesn't work because there's no running water. The bathtub, you can fill it up with water, heat some water on the stove, and put it in the tub, crawl in, and have yourself a little bath. I would say the bathtub is probably a good 4 feet by 2 feet. Maybe 4.5 feet. It's pretty good And like the plumbing does work, and the holding tanks underneath do hold. Sink, toilet. I mean, it's a bathroom. It's okay. So yeah, actually, something that I didn't mention, and let's just adjust the camera up a bit. And okay, even though the trailer is powered, as long as I have it plugged in, I still have battery operated lights pretty much from the front to the back. I do plan on getting solar panels up top and wiring all that up so that this will run independently without any need for wired electricity or whatever. I'm going to have a good solar system eventually. But until then, in the bunkies and above, where did I put that? There's one here, and then there's one above the futon there. There's lights that are remote control, and they need new batteries. I don't know if you. Yeah, it looks like you guys can see that. They're actually brighter than what it looks like right now, because with the kids here, the lights were on a lot. And then my friend with her son, I guess he had the lights on a lot. So, yeah, I need new batteries. And I don't have any of my rechargeable batteries in here yet, because they're all in London. Forgot them. But eventually I will be able to recharge my batteries and, keep the lights running all the time. And like I say, I've got my solar panels here, so I don't necessarily have to rely on being plugged in to charge those batteries. I can use my solar panels for that, easy. So that's pretty much the long and short of it. I mean, there's a few little things here and there that I'll probably get to in future videos. My whole thought is I still want to try to get one video a week, like I normally do, the whole wilderness thing, kind of whatever. But I also want to do something along like a Trailer Trash Tuesday or something like that. And I hope nobody's offended by the term trailer trash or whatever kind of thing. It's not meant to be offensive. It's meant to be kind of funny. But it's kind of my idea. I want to do a video a week about basically the whole staying in a trailer kind of idea. At least as much as possible. It's starting to get pretty cold, and once it's cold, you can't really have water in here. And without gas hookup, there's absolutely no heat whatsoever. But I'm gonna try at least for the next 2 months to try to get at least some stuff done in here. So that is pretty much everything that I wanted to show you guys, so that I could more or less ask for your opinions on what should I have in here. What do you guys think that I should be doing with the available space? Any improvements? I have to admit, when I got it, I thought it was going to be a lot easier to fix up, and I realized it was beyond my carpentry skills. But I mean, I managed to patch it up pretty good so far. The bathroom floor is the next thing, and I don't like a lot of the wallpaper or whatever. I kind of want to change it up, fix it around, kind of make it a little bit more me. Get rid of this flowery wallpaper in the kitchen area, and I don't know. What do you guys think? You know, what can I do? Oh, I'm going to carpet the floor too, so anybody who says, hey, you know, you might want to carpet the floor when it gets cold, yeah, I want to do that. I want a really good underlay as well. Trying to make it not necessarily winterized, but, you know, as warm as possible. Any kind of ideas you guys have, please share it with me in the comments. Any suggestions, things that you'd kind of like to see. I'm kind of breaking into new territory here. I've never been a glamper before. I've always sort of gone out wild camping. I've never paid to camp at a park. You know, you might as well just sleep on someone's lawn at that point, right? This, even though I am somewhat out in the bush, this is still glamping to me. Especially, you know, I have electricity, for crying out loud. But yeah, I really would like to hear your thoughts, suggestions, anything like that in the comments. Like I say, I'm sort of gaining experience and learning as I go here. This is all sort of denial and error. So, like I say, that is pretty much that. Not really the video that a lot of you have become accustomed to seeing on my channel. Hopefully some of you, or enough of you, do enjoy it that I will continue to do this kind of stuff. But, like I say, I have no experience in this whatsoever. So I'm finding it fun. I hope you guys are finding it fun too. We'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay wild.